man, let's talk about a word that's being dropped by Bill Simmons right now. Grifter. Woo, who is he talking about? Oh man, it seems like he's just mad at everybody right now, just pissing everybody off. That's what they say in these headlines right now, because Bill Simmons had three successful, controversial takes that has people kind of looking at him like, what you talking about, Bill Simmons? All right, here's the first one. The biggest one came last week when on his podcast, the Bill Simmons podcast, which is huge, he said about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are bleeping, with an F word, grifters, right? After they exited their deal with Spotify without much to show for it. The fucking grifters, see, I do curse, says Simmons, that's the podcast we should have launched with them. I got to get drunk one night and tell the story of the Zoom I had with Harry to try and help him with a podcast idea. It's one of my best stories. Man, woo, I got something to chime in on this one too, but let me get through this read first. So Simmons' status as a high-up executive at Spotify helped that quote go viral and way beyond the sports and pop culture world that the sports guy usually occupies, right? Plus, this wasn't his first time criticizing them. He even did it when they were on Spotify. So don't think that Bill Simmons got tough, start poking his chest out when they left Spotify. Nah, he was talking this when they were still there. Here's another quote. Shoot this guy to the sun. He told him to shoot him to the sun. I'm so tired of this guy. What does he bring to the table? He just whines about shit and keeps giving interviews. Who gives a shit? Who cares about your life? You weren't even the favorite son. Oh my God. I can't stand him. So tired. I'm so embarrassed. Fucking have to share Spotify with him. The guy sucks. Whew. Look, I'm going to protect the guilty. So that means I can't say names and I can't get too detailed about this because it will kind of circle in on that person who knows this. But what Bill Simmons is saying, let's just say a lot of people in the inner circles of Hollywood and this world now of how they're translating their stardom, Princess Markle and Prince Harry, into like collateral and monetizing it. It's not the first time I heard this about them. I know somebody closer to them than anybody. That may give it away, but it shouldn't. Hopefully it doesn't. Anybody, the closest person to them would subscribe to this in terms of what they're going through and what they're doing right now. That's all I'm going to say without getting that person in trouble. But they told me this years ago. And I was like, really? And then you watch them. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I watch them in an interview, I'm like, wow, Agenda 101. What are y'all trying to do? So a lot of the issues came from the fact that they signed up to do a Spotify deal. And Meghan, she did her part. She did 12 episodes, but she's big time. 12 episodes in a few months and then was like, all right, won some awards and did her thing. Led the US and UK charts for a few weeks there, did her thing. But they were expecting a lot more content, and they have not gotten that content to the point where there was an exit from Spotify by the royal couple, right? So I always like to play this thing. Now I'm going to start bringing this device to the show. It's called Looking at Stories in HD. That means hypothetical detective, right? I'm trying to act like I know, even though I don't. So it's basically speculation, conjecture, but it's in HD. So my hypothetical detective is telling me that Bill Simmons is accurate in this one. Dead on with them people, man. They over here just trying to make money off of their name, off of their experiences, maybe sometimes grandizing it, you know what I'm saying? Glamorizing it over there, trying to sensationalize it. Some of those things. So interesting about them, right? Let's just say I'm not the biggest fan, but that doesn't mean I hate them. Everything I know, which is very little, not enough to get my attention. All right, so then Bill Simmons wasn't done. He got a second one. On another podcast, he talked about Bradley Beal, who was traded to the Phoenix Suns, we just saw. And he said he wouldn't have made any difference on that team over Landry Shamet, who was included in the deal with Chris Paul to go to the Wizards, right? Now, we know Denver won that series 4-2, and we also know that Landry Shamet averaged 8 points in that series. So Bill Simmons is basically saying that Landry Shamet had a greater impact in the series that Bradley Beal would have, averaging 8 points. What you talking about, Bill? What you talking about, Simmons? Like, come on, man. I don't even got to go too deep into that. I ain't going to waste y'all time. That's that BS, not Bill Simmons. That's just that BS. Like, ain't no way. Bradley Beal won't even shoot and get 8 points. Like, I don't know how, but he's just that good. He gonna get 8 points without even shooting. So I'm not gonna dive into that one too much. The third one, oh man, this is when he was talking about Zion Williamson and the trade that's going to happen, he says, by Thursday's draft, right? The Zion thing, quote, is a real subplot. I had somebody tell me yesterday that I trust that he will not be on the Pelicans by Thursday. Now, this take isn't breaking news if it happens or not. I mean, look, even the girl on the internet, what is she, the porn star, whatever, OnlyFans, I don't know what you want me to call them. Y'all stop telling me, I can't call them a stewardess anymore. I got to call them flight attendants. So I don't know what she is, but a porn star. She's saying that she got sex tapes of Zion right now, so y'all better trade him. Threats like that usually land somewhere. So I don't know about this situation right now. But if you look at it, given his status and clear desire to be seen as a newsbreaker, Bill Simmons is, I can see him getting out there saying this, but also obviously support it. He knows his platform. He knows it's going to reach a lot of people, and he loves his credibility, right? Who doesn't? So you're not going to say anything out of turn, even if it's not accurate. Remember that. You may hear something, but it doesn't come to life. Doesn't mean that Bill Simmons is a fraud. Doesn't mean Bill Simmons got it wrong. It means that the information was either wrong or two, things change, right? And people change their mind. And usually nothing gets done to a deadline. So what y'all think of these three hot takes? What do you think about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? I feel weird even asking y'all that. I know. What y'all feel about Bill Simmons talking about Bradley Beal? That's an easy one. And what about Zion? Is he going to be traded by Thursday? Those are the conversations we're having in the comments.